Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer with the first of two divisions of the Grade 2 Rebel Stakes, a very important Kentucky Derby prep at Oaklawn Park on Saturday. Before we get down to business, existing DRF Bets customers have an edge on these Derby prep days. You get a first post bonus. Bet $25 to win on one horse in race number 1 at Oaklawn on Saturday. Get a $10 bonus. Learn more at drf.com/preps. Here's the field for the first division of the Grade 2 Rebel, and it's fair to say, Mike, that in both divisions, Bob Baffert has brought a pair of howitzers. Improbable is odds on here. 2-year-old champion game winner odds on in the second division.
It seems like, yeah, both of Baffert's will be tough. To me, anyway, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, Dan, I feel like if I was going to try to beat one of Baffert's, maybe I try to beat game winner in the second division. I just feel like Improbable in this spot, not that he isn't a good horse in his own right, but I feel like he maybe caught the easier division.
I think he caught the easier division, and he just has such a gigantic fig edge over everybody else, earning 93 and 96 buyers as a 2-year-old in his last 2 starts, and he was very impressive winning the Los Al Futurity last time out. A couple of horses blew the turn going into the first turn. Not really Improbable, who settled in an outside stalking spot, and once they switched into the stretch, he put them away quickly.
Yeah, I like the way he finished that race, because I guess the real question that you have with him going forward is, you know, how far is he really going to want to go? I felt like he handled that first 2-turn route pretty effectively in there. I thought he might have been a little hard to settle early in that race, but he overall got a really nice trip, and I did like the way he put it away at the end. I just feel like he's going to be really hard to beat in this race.
From a pedigree standpoint, distance shouldn't be an issue, at least this distance. He's already handled it in the Los Al Futurity by the versatile stallion City Zip, second dam stakes winning dirt router, and this is the family of Hard Spun who could pretty much do it all. What do you make of the cancellation of the San Felipe, the fact that these Southern California horses have had to alter their training schedule, and now they're shipping all the way across the country? Do you think that could adversely affect them and make you want to play against them at short prices?
I mean, I guess it's not ideal to have their first choice of prep races not go and then have to ship across the country. You know, that could be a problem, I suppose. You know, to me, Improbable he just stands out in this field. And I think if he just shows up here and runs his race, it seems like when Baffert ships to Oaklawn, they all pretty much run their races. If he does, I mean, he's just going to be a handful in here.
Second choice on the morning line, also from Southern California, and that is the Calbred number 8 Galilean, but basically a Calbred in name only, a $600,000 son of Uncle Mo. The dam's a half to a multiple Grade 3 stakes winning synthetic router named his race to win. This is the family of Dance Smartly and Smart Strike. Has looked very visually impressive, beating weaker competition. First time against open foes. Where does Galilean stack up against these horses?
I think that's what you want to find out in this race, and that's why they're here to get him on the Derby trail and see what happens, because you didn't really find out anything about him in his last 2 races when they stretched him out. He just laid over those fields. Those horses could clearly not go with him. Just way too good for those horses. To me, anyway, this horse has been tested really once in his career. That was his second career start by that Baffert Calbred Cruel Intention, who looks pretty good. I don't know where he is. He hasn't run since that race, but he was good. And this horse gave that horse a real fight in the stretch. I liked that performance from him. I think this horse is talented. Do I want him as the second choice in this race? I say no, getting a test like this. If I was going to bet against Improbable, it wouldn't be with him at a short price. It would be with somebody else at a bigger price.
Now, Galilean and Improbable both have the tactical speed to find good spots stalking the pace in the early portion. And Timeform US, they've got the 7 Classy John out there on the lead, and Classy John might provide a nice target. Not to be rude, the horse has been on the board in all 5 lifetime starts. This is a Louisiana bred, though, that blew a clear lead last time out against fellow state breds in his first time going long. And I look at this pedigree, and I really am not sure longer is better. If he gets to the front and Galilean and Improbable are sitting second and third, the connections of the latter 2 are going to be happy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with all that stuff. I mean, this horse, not that he ran poorly last time, but he really had everything his own way in that race. He looked home free in the stretch in there. He just, for whatever reason, didn't finish it off. Not that Shang, who ran him down, isn't a pretty nice horse. He is, but there was really no excuse for this horse not to win last time.
We mentioned Baffert's exploits at Oaklawn. They are well known, but Keith DeZormo has had a tremendous amount of success with horses coming into Oaklawn over the years. He just had Sueno run second in the Southwest Stakes. My boy Jack, I believe, a couple of years ago with a big win at Oaklawn as well. He brings in the number 4 Easy Shot. This is a reformed maiden claimer, and I think you could argue he's a little bit dirtied up because in the sham 2 starts back, he caught some traffic issues Cruise at a gigantic price. And then last time out in the Robert B. Lewis, it was a wet track that he didn't have to like. He actually has a sneaky, nice little pedigree, doesn't he? He's by Trap Shot from the family of Distorted Humor, the Dam's a Half to the Grade 3 stakes-winning sprinter Liam's Dream, as well as the Grade 2 place Dirt Miler, Hold On to Your Dream. So Easy Shot, you know, he's running some maiden claiming races, but he's got some pedigree and he's shown some ability.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, you know, the Sham 2-back, you're right that he had trouble in that race. He wasn't going to win that race, but he could have been closer at the finish. He had some real trouble in the stretch in that race. I thought he ran pretty well last time. It was a sloppy track. As you say, he didn't have to like that. It didn't look like it affected him that much, but he didn't have to love it. He actually got himself, he made a run into that race to get a look at Mucho Gusto in the stretch. He couldn't get to that horse, but I still felt like he ran an okay race that day. He's a big price in here. I don't know if he can beat Improbable, but this would be the other horse for me. I would use this horse.
After Super Steed upset the apple cart at just a gigantic price in the Grade 3 Southwest, the headlines after that race were that the local crop of 3-year-olds weren't very good. I think the 2 long-range Toddy is better than people give him credit for because of the horses in the Southwest, I thought he was really stymied. I didn't mind Richard Aramia finding a pocket position after breaking from post position 10, and it looked like he was loaded for bear turning into the stretch. He was just blocked and had nowhere to go, and by the time this horse had a chance to run, it was too late.
Yeah, I think all those things are true. And, you know, he had been on a pretty good run leading into that race, too. And he was just the horse who had felt like coming out of the Southwest, he was just the unlucky horse. Now, he couldn't get a run when it mattered. And by the time he was out, it was too late. I guess the real issue I had with him, we talked about this before, if he had gotten out, he would have maybe would have won that race with a perfect trip. I don't know what that really means. This is going to be a lot more difficult for him, obviously, with Baffert's horse shipping in here. I don't know if he can beat that horse, Dan. We'll see what kind of price he is.
10-1 on the morning line. We'll see if the pace is fast as Timeform US projects that could help long-range Toddy. Before we get to our top picks, we'll talk about a couple of long shots. The 3 Karus, both lifetime wins, have come sprinting on the turf. They are going back to dirt, where 3 starts back, he ran into Super Steed, who won the Southwest, and Boldor, who came back to finish 3rd in the Smarty Jones with an 83 Beyer speed figure. There is a little bit of dirt pedigree here, but it seems like they're asking a lot.
Yeah, they just found a really tough spot for him. I don't mind them coming back to dirt with him and giving him another chance. The only time he ran on it was a sloppy track sprinting. You could easily give him a pass for that one. The question is, does he really fit in a race like this? And I don't think anybody knows right now.
The 6th 9th Street, 50-1 on the morning line. A stakes winner at Delta Downs, dismissed at 104-1 odds in the Grade 3 Southwest. The blinkers come off. Somewhat surprising that Steve Asmussen continues on the trail.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, so far, he hasn't really shown that he belongs in races like this. And it's not like you could say he outran his odds last time, because he didn't. He's just going to be another big price in this race.
Joe Sharp enters a maiden, the 5 Proud Nation. I would not be surprised if this horse scratches in here. He's a full to a Grade 2 stakes winning dirt router named West Coast Bell, but beaten 40 lengths last time out.
Yeah, he's hard to like based on what's on the page.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Rebel Stakes. The first division of the Rebel, you're going with Improbable. He's the way the horse to beat, but I am interested in your opinions on my sort of stab, the 1 Extra Hope. This is a horse that was no match for Improbable in the Low Sal Futurity. I really don't hold sort of mediocre efforts at Low Sal against horses. Some horses seem to like it, some don't. Last time out, he didn't catch a great field, but it was over a sealed, sloppy track. But I like the way he kind of put that field to bed. The 4th place horse came back to earn an 86 Beyer in his next start. I just think he's kind of found himself going 2 turns. He draws a nice inside post, and I think he has tactical speed to adapt to the pace scenario. 6-1's a little light on the morning line. I would need more than that. I think I might get it.
I think you might get it too. We'll see what happens. I didn't love this horse. I don't have any problem with the races that he's run. Obviously, he's won twice around 2 turns. You know, I mean, I guess he ran fine last time, Dan. I thought he got overall a pretty nice trip.
Oh, sure.
I would have liked to maybe have seen him take a big jump forward in that race, and he didn't do it. So now we've seen him, you know, sort of run low to mid 80s 4 times in a row. He's got to take a big step forward.
He's going to have to take a little bit of a step forward. Obviously, Improbable is the horse to beat. A must use in any kind of multiple race wagers. Mike is going 9, 4, and 8. I'm going 1, 9, 2, and 8 in the first division of the Grade 2 Rebel on a stakes-packed Saturday card at Oaklawn. And again, if you are a DRF Bets member, make sure to get down on the first race at Oaklawn on Saturday. Bet $25 to win on 1 horse in race number 1. Get a $10 bonus and learn more at drf.com/preps. Approximate post time for the first of 2 divisions of the Grade 2 Rebel, 4:57 Central. Best of luck.